back. It's 7 minutes past 8 o'clock and officially time for us to open it up. It's called BUDESHI and we have it every Friday between 8 and 8:30 a.m. powered by the PPDC, and we've got the entire crew, including the media crew here this morning from PPDC, and we'll be looking at something very, very important in the 21st century. There is a need to make data available for every citizen to access, as it builds trust and enables them follow governance processes. This is why our discussion this morning will be centered on open data, a tool for accountability. And to discuss this with us in the studio this morning is Kunle Adelowo. He is a software developer and of course very vast in this area of data and data management. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having us.
All right. Well, it is said here that before we delve into the conversation, let's take a look at how data affects the life of the average Nigerian. You know, that's regular parlance in the streets. Well, what does this mean to me? How does this affect the price of beans in the market?
Okay, so data, first of all, let me break it down, because data seems to be like an ambiguous thing.
Exactly, very broad.
Yeah, we're talking about information that is freely accessible and information that is easily accessible. So, and it affects our day-to-day life, because in this current society in which information is very rampant and fast, so open data, or data in the sense that can affect our decision making, can affect the way we choose to do things. Take for example, if you have data about or information about the price of beans in a particular place,
yes,
it can spark up a business idea in your head and say, okay, yes, I want to use this information, that's the data I have to start a new business venture or something else. That's in terms of data about those kinds of things. So, and we are talking about data in a broader sense now. So it doesn't necessarily have to be data about beans. It can be data about anything. So, for example, we can have data about the revenue that was generated from crude oil, selling of crude oil. It can be data about procurement.
Yeah.
It can be data about citizens even. It can be. So data is really, really very important in this modern day age, and it affects a simple Nigerian.
Okay, so let's bring it down now. Let's come down to information for citizens, and to what extent you can say citizens access data from various sectors, especially here in Nigeria.
Well, I can just give my own projection based on my experience in the field. I would say the access to data is quite low. I'm talking about procurement data now. So access to government spending, government expenditures, revenue is low, and I would still say the interest is still low, because really the major aim of this data is participation. So it's really a tool for citizens to be able to participate in a governance process. So I'll say for now it's low, but however, through the work of many civil society organizations and some government agencies who are compliant to the FOI, there have really been improvements over the last 3 years in how accessible data is. So procurement information is not something that is as hidden as it was 3 years ago. So we have different platforms like the BUDESHI platform, which is an initiative of the PPDC. You can access various procurement information on there, as well as the ministries. You can get information about the ministries that are implementing those projects. We also have other platforms such as the NOCOPO, which is government owned by the Bureau of Public Procurement. This is also a huge step in the direction of opening up data. It's available for citizens to participate and get data, although it's still in the initial stages, but it's a step forward. We have other CSO doing work around it. We have budgets. You can easily access your budget information for your locale. And it's really something that is coming up, and hopefully in few years is going to be something that every citizen will be interested in and readily participate in.
All right, but I mean, we're talking about whether it's very low, the availability of data is low and all of that. So wouldn't it also be important to look at how much value the citizen places on this data and how much they go out to look for it? Before now, ministries, departments and agencies every year used to publish annual reports, right? Companies do that too, maybe not for procurement processes, but those reports were there. So for instance, revenue that came from crude, for instance, was available. We had the NBS reports and all of that. But to what extent were we open to accessing this information? Isn't there a deficit in that desire to get
Yes, I
information?
will agree with you. There's a deficit, and there's a deficit because citizens we are not really engaging with what's being put out there. And I will say the major reason is in the way the data is being put out. Sometimes the data is put out in a way that is really hard for you to really make use.
Decipher, right?
To decipher that data. It's really hard for you to manipulate it, and that's where the term open data comes in, because data that is open means it can be easily transformed and into understandable way. Most of these ministries, they can just put out a very large PDF or Excel file that once you see it, you even get discouraged. You don't even want to look at it. But when we start using different tools, analyzing this data, you can see the data trends across the years. See, for example, seeing how much was spent or how much was generated for crude oil over the years, and that will really spark up interest in a lot of people. And I think it's something that we should keep working on and getting data in a more friendly manner to the citizens.
Okay. All right, so let's talk about what it entails to run an open data system in Nigeria. What does it really entail?
Well, in my experience, it will entail a lot of information technology, ICT structures in place. So
do we have that in this country? Do we have a healthy ICT infrastructure enough to run an open?
Well, I'll say we have the enough ICT infrastructure, but our culture, the way we still do things in most of these ministries, is kind of outdated, and so there needs to be like a mind shift or orientational shift in the processes in most of the ministries and agencies. So we have most people still doing a lot of paperwork, hard copy files, and it won't really cost much to make everything digitalized, and it will also make everything run smoothly and easily. And sometimes most of the challenges we get is that most of these ministries are in implementing such systems for them. They are already used to their own way of doing things, and so it's really hard sometimes to penetrate and get them to own such system and start making use of it, despite showing them how easy it's going to make their work be. But some of them just that mindset that it's on the computer, it's complicated and everything, but it's really not, and it's quite easy.
So all we need is a good infrastructure and then a better culture.
Yes.
That's what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So you had alluded to a few platforms through which we can get some of these informations. You spoke about budget and the BUDESHI platform and all of that. But are there more that you can intimate us about? And also, is it free to get all this information? Because people tend to have this notion that, okay, if you're going to be asking for certain privileged information, it shouldn't be free, because Nigerians think money. If you guys are going through all this to gather this information, make it into all those very catchy, paying people to do these things, how much does it take to get it from you?
Okay, so it's, first of all, I like to say it's free, and that's why we also term it open data. It's free. It's open for everybody to use, manipulate, reuse in whichever way they want to. And some of the other platforms, we have the UBudget, Udemy from Udemy is also a platform.
Okay, just Udemy?
Yes, Udemy,
Udemy. Okay.
.ng, udemy.ng. You can get procurement information from there. UBudget, we also have BUDESHI, we have the Nokopo. So it's free in the sense that you don't have to pay for it, and it's free because the infrastructure is already in place. So it's not like there's any extra cost incurred in getting the data across to you. So once everything is digitalized, once procurement is a digitalized procurement system, so as the procurement is going on, data is already being stored automatically. So there is no extra cost incurred in bringing that data to you. So most times when you have to incur a cost is, and by the FY law, is when you are requesting probably in hard copy, so they can charge you for cost of printing or photocopying such content. But generally, this information is free, and it's all you need is probably internet access to get it.
All right. Okay, so this final question actually caught my attention. It says one of the best ways to get people to buy into an idea is showing how it benefits them, right? So can you share with us some of the benefits of practicing an open data system?
Okay, so an open data system, it does a lot, from decision making to transparency and accountability.
Okay.
So let me give an example with just, let's say, the recently concluded elections. So if we had that open data culture or mindset, the polling unit results for each polling unit is public information, it's public data. It's supposed to be readily available for everyone to be able to download it, analyze it in a way you want, and then it's this question of rigging will be reduced.
Or requesting it through the court to say, I need to see it, we need to see it, so that it wouldn't have a reason. Yeah,
so that kind of information needs to be readily available. And if it were available and people can scrutinize it, that will bring more trust, more accountability. Like you'll be like, yeah, these are the results. You can even check and cross-check how it's varying with what you have, and it breeds more trust. There won't be this question of if there was any foul play anywhere. So that's like a very good example of that. And also in decision making, to open data, when you have data that is open and people are engaging with it, you are giving more room for innovations, for discoveries. When you analyze that data, you begin to see things. You can even bring out solutions to some of the problems, and profile better ways of doing things. So trust and innovation is also another importance of open data.
Okay.
It can it makes things leveled, in the sense that it gives equal opportunity to all, since it is free for all to use. So in terms of speaking in procurement terms, now when tenders are released, there's adverts for a particular contract.
Yes.
The more open it is, the more the more fairer it is. Everybody can participate in that particular process. If the evaluation process too is still open, it makes it fairer for me as an individual or a private company trying to win a contract. If those processes were very open, it increases my chances of getting those contracts.
All right. Let's see if we can get you, our listener, in on this conversation this morning. We're talking about how important open data is to every one of us as citizens, as stakeholders in the development process of our nation. Very, very important that we understand the importance of having access to data and where we can find this data. Our guest has been helping us, and opening our eyes to some of the sources from which we can get such very, very valuable information and that we can make use of them. Our guest has been a software developer, Mr. Kunle Adelowo. Obviously works very much with the civil society to develop and to give access to such very important data. But is there a gray area or some area we didn't cover and you want to throw some light on? You can call us on 0946000951 or 08095974869 or 0803-123-0293 as we begin to draw this to a close this morning. All right. Let's talk about, while we wait for the calls to come in terms of developing manpower to manage the resources and the infrastructure that we're talking about in data management and all of that. What do you think can be done, to improve the quality of data managers we have? Do we have enough? How do we train more? Where can we get them from?
Okay, so first of all, I'll say it's, like I said before, it's also in the process. So if the process can be, changed or revamped, I think it's really like the first and the basic fundamental step in restructuring data management and making it readily accessible. So once that is done and people are trained. Like we are the Public and Private Development Center, we specialize in this. So for ministries and agencies who are willing, we can come in at no cost, deploy such system for them at no cost, train their staff to start putting out information. So we've done this with NACA, and it was a success.
Oh wow!
Yeah. So it's really not. It doesn't really take so much, but that's why we are also here to help. To put out this information. So, and it really helps their internal systems in terms of they also have reports that they have to generate once in a while, and it's really going to be hard. Going to dig through a very big
file log of files.
Digging through it, looking for a particular, when at the click of a button you can easily access what you want. So it's really some of the selling points we use in easing up their procurement processes.
Wow. Okay. So a lot of work being done there to open up some of these processes and all of that. And when these organizations see that they actually gain from your engagement, then they become a bit more open. Talking about government organizations that you have worked with, apart from NACA, are there any other ones that have actually bought into this idea and are, open as we expect them to be?
Yes,
which would you say are most open?
Are most open? Okay, I can say the most open, based on our FY ranking, Freedom of Information ranking. That's a benchmark I can actually use to assess how open or how compliant to freedom of information in ministries. And the people coming first are the CAC and the ICRC. Yes. So Infrastructure Regulation Concession Commission, ICRC. They are quite open. You have information about their contracts being awarded and all that. And also we've done some work with the states, in the state level, that's subnational level. So currently we're working with Kaduna, Kaduna State is really the first state at the subnational level to implement the open contracting and even the e-procurement. So that is really a great step. We've been working with them. It has been great. It has been wonderful. Kaduna is really taking the forefront, even in the global community, as an open state. So they have platforms for citizens engagement. Contract information are being put out by the Kaduna State Procurement Authority, and we've also done some work with them. And it's really a call to other states to follow in the footsteps.
And I mean, I just opened through the udemy.ng right now, and I can see there's quite a use of an elaborate use of colors and all of that. Do you break this down to the most understandable languages? I mean, we have a larger mass of our society uneducated, in the use of computers, uneducated in in the use of English and all of that. What other methods do you use to communicate this data? Because data is still useful, whether it's in English or not.
Like you said, one of the drawbacks is some communities or some people that don't have access to internet or or computers or smartphones. So we do series of community engagements, and so in that community engagement we have them translated to the local languages, and we print pamphlets. We also do church bulletins in these local communities, print pamphlets in their local dialects for them to be able to know what is on ground or what is available for them, and also for them to be able to ask questions. We also do some follow-up trainings for these communities on how they can follow up on projects that are being implemented within their locale. So that's really a way. Also, we looked at some other ways, but they are very capital intensive. So, like using the USSD short code, we've tried to explore that, but it's still in the process. But major ways we reach the digitally excluded through pamphlets, and we also have what we call community-based monitors. So there are people that are based in those resident communities that we've trained,
and can translate.
Yes, and can translate some of this information to those at various locales.
How many of those guys do you have?
We have across all the states.
So across every state.
Yes.
Oh wow. Okay. If you're just joining us, it's BUDESHI by the PPDC. And you can actually join this conversation on social media. It's the Twitter handle is at ppmonitorng, at ppmonitorng. And then there are a number of hashtags. There's open it to fix it, hashtag open it to fix it. That's basically what BUDESHI means, open it in Hausa. And there's hashtag BUDESHI. And it's also a platform where you can actually find some of the kind of data we've spoken about on the show this morning. Still hoping that we can get 1 or 2 calls in this morning to see, also to encourage us that you have actually listened to this, and that the issue on data and access to it is important to you, as an argument on who won an election would be important to you as well, or say some political interest or the other. I think this is one very serious political interest that we should all have as citizens of Nigeria, the issue on information about how things are done, procurements, capital projects in and around your area, awarded for billions of naira, millions of naira, millions of dollars, and you're not sure what it is that really is your right, what has come to you, what should be coming to you. This is an opportunity to engage. So I'll call out the lines once again: 0946 00951 or 08095974869 or 0803 123 0293 or 080 008 Nigeria info. These are the numbers. WhatsApp portal also open 0.
Fortunate fortune.
Good morning, welcome.
And good morning again. My name is Williams. I'm calling from.
Hey Williams, welcome.
Yes, I want to ask when this information are put in the public view, what are the safeguards? Are they rightly protected from these incidents of photoshopping, still out of proportion to the original content of information? So what are the safeguards? When this information are in the public domain, it can't people to Photoshop and be edited and re-edited out of version and content. Thank you.
Okay, A. Williams, thank you very, very much. Very important angle he's brought in there.
So we have to be, sure of the source in which we are getting any information from. So everybody that is publishing information is liable for, the authenticity of that information. So you have to be sure of the source. If you are getting information and it's not from that particular ministry, and you can easily verify where your data is coming from, and that's why we also put it in place that each ministry should publish the information by themselves from their website. So that okay, this information I'm getting is not from any third party, it is directly from this ministry. And then if any ministry is putting out any information that is misleading, they are going to be liable for it. And also we run this campaign with the Safer Internet people, which is about knowing how to spot and identify fake news. So you should also check your source of information. That's like the basic way of trying to check fake news and to curb fake news. Yes, we know that sometimes putting out information can lead to people misusing that information, but I'll say the benefits far outweighs those kind of limitations, and with proper measures in place, we'll be able to curb some of these fake news and photoshopping of things. So it's really about verifying the source of your information before taking that information at heart.
Okay. All right. There you have it. That's the much we can take on BUDESHI this morning. Open it to fix it. Hashtag BUDESHI. And then the Twitter handle @PPMonitorNG is what you should get. And then you have a phone number for us.
So we have a toll-free number. You can call us if you need information about projects, about procurement, or indeed need our help in accessing some information. You can reach us on our procurement line, which is 070 666 1896. 070 666 18896. That's our procurement number. Or you can reach us at our toll-free 0800 BUDESHI, which translates to 080 028 33744. I repeat that again, 080 02 83 3744. That's our toll-free number. You can always reach us concerning questions or any information you want on procurement. I will be happy to help you.
All right. Thank you so much, Kunle. It's been a great time having this chat with you.
Thank you, Fortune, for having us.
All right, and that's all we can take on BUDESHI for today. We'll take a short break and then a few more issues to discuss on Morning Crossfire. Don't go away.